Hello and welcome to another video from 55 degrees north. Today I'm up at the Civic Centre where I'm going to be taking us a little walk through the city, down through Northumberland Street and beyond, down to the Quayside, having a quiet walk around on this Easter Sunday morning. So as I said, we've started up at the Civic Centre. Obviously streets are quiet. It's most of the shops are shut. There'll be an odd one or two little ones open, I suspect, but all the big shops obviously shut because it's been, or with it being Easter Sunday I should say. And we're heading down towards Northumberland Street. We'll just have a mosey round, see what's going on, see if it's busy or not. So we'll head over towards Haymarket Metro, get across the road, and we'll get down Northumberland Street, see how busy it is, get a look to see how the pavement improvement works are coming along as we walk down, because I believe it's not far off being finished. So as you can see, we've still got areas cordoned off, but like brand new sitting areas up the top end here inside the metro station. Nice sunny Easter morning after we had Storm Dave last night. Wind's not quieting down since then. We'll continue heading down Northumberland Street. As you can see, there's still lots of work going on with the pavement improvement works. Still big areas still to complete. I think that base there is for one of the other pilgrim pools which is going in, which two of them are already in place, which are a little bit further down, which I'll show you when we get down there. You can see all the major shops shut. It's good that the shops are shut, gives everybody a day rest. Obviously Costa Coffee's open there. A few people outside enjoying a coffee. It looks like the smaller Sainsbury's is open, just on me right there. Like all your big shops, Primark over there, all shut up. All the other shops down this side, all closed. McDonald's will probably be open, I would have thought. Can't see them closing. There you go, people coming out of McDonald's. I thought that would be open. And there's one of the first pilgrim pools, which has been put into the ground down Northumberland Street. Which is going to be a big light up column when they're all finished. It's supposed to be going to shine different colours, I believe. So as we get lower down Northumberland Street, you can see a lot more of the areas are finished. Still a lot of areas cordoned off around the trees and stuff. It's nice to see a bit greenery on Northumberland Street. The trees starting to sprout leaves now. So there's one of the other pilgrim pools. This one's starting to get its outer decoration at the bottom there. We've got a big area here which is all opened up. It's funny seeing the city all quiet, all the shops shut. Burger King across the other side, that's open. Another big trench in the ground there. That must be going to be for another one of the pilgrim pools, I believe. I've got to dig deep foundations. We'll continue heading towards the Quayside. The city centre is surprisingly more busy than I expected. Would have been Easter Sunday. There you go. We'll continue our journey towards the monument, and we'll head down what's probably my favourite street in Newcastle, and I believe one of the best looking streets, if not in England, but in the world, which is Grey Street. There you go, the first view is of Grey Street. The old buildings, Granger Town area. I love the old buildings down these. The central arcade there, it's obviously that'll be closed today. You've got the old Lloyd's Bank to my left there, I believe, which is going to get turned into some sort of flats, I believe. I bet that'll be a canny price, right in the city centre. No parking though. So I don't know where you would park your car if you lived in them. And obviously we've got the Theatre Royal to my left there. As you can see by what I mean by Grey Street being one of the finest looking streets in the world. You've just got to look straight down it. That little bend just offsets it. At the minute we've got a lot of scaffolding up, doing a lot of restoration work on the facades at the front. I believe most of these buildings down here are listed. So a few of the bars and restaurants down here are open. So it's a nice sunny day, especially after the winter last night. So if you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? It doesn't cost you anything. I do local history, culture of the North East, all things like that, events that's going on. So just hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification when I release more videos so you never miss another video. As I said, it doesn't cost you a thing. It doesn't cost an absolute penny. So we'll keep heading down. You look at the old buildings on this street, you've got to admire the construction from the Edwardian and Victorian times. When they built stuff, they made it the last. I don't think things can be said about what they built today. I don't think they'll last half as long as what these buildings have. Big stone builds right down the street. The thing you notice about Grey Street, a lot of people mightn't know, but you never see any drain pipes running down the sides of the buildings. That's because they're all hidden behind the main facades, so it doesn't spoil the look of the street. That's a little fact a lot of people might not know, or might not have noticed. Walking down Grey Street in the past. So we get to the junction of Moses Street, which you can see is quite busy. And another little historical fact about Moses Street is, I'll just give you a look up here, the street itself. The little historical fact, what I was going to tell you was, this was the first street in the world it was lit by electric light. With Joseph Swan's invention of the incandescent light bulb. Obviously there's been arguments over the years who invented the light bulb, Thomas Edison and Swan. Obviously Swan was the first. Edison sort of copied it. They had an argument, went to court, settled out of court, and then ended up starting a company together called the Eddy Swan Company, and became the world's biggest light bulb manufacturer. So we're now heading down Dean Street towards the Quayside, and coming up straight in front you've got the Dean Street Viaduct. It carries the railway from the central station up towards Edinburgh, through Manor Station and beyond. It's a bit more quieter down here. A lot of tourist visitors come down to this area, down towards the Quayside. I'm heading under the shadow of the Dean Street Viaduct. And just give you a look round the corner. Obviously we've got the famous dog leap stairs in front of us there. Which were moved slightly northwards when they built the viaduct all them years ago. I believe the originals were somewhere just around where these gates were, because they had to reroute them because of the building of the viaduct. You can see like the new build on that side. When we get down towards the Quayside, we're back to the old stone facades. We've got the first look at the Tyne Bridge just coming up there. We'll get a better look when we get round the corner. So over there we've got the Quayside Traders. Very old pub. And we've got what used to be the Newcastle Arms, which is under the Tyne Bridge. I don't know what they actually call it nowadays, but we'll pop across and have a look. That's the Newcastle Arms. A lot of people might remember it featured in the TV programme of Wiedersehen Pet. And straight ahead over there is the Quayside Hill, or formerly it was called Butcher Bank, because it used to be predominantly butcher shops on the bank. So we're now actually under the Tyne Bridge. We're back to the old stone buildings again. A lot of these were built after the Great Fire, when the fire started on the gates outside the river and spread into Newcastle, where it used to be all the chairs used to be situated, but a lot of the chairs were wiped out during the Great Fire. There's still some exist, but not as many as there used to be. As you can see, there's the Tyne Bridge, which is still going under its £40 million restoration. Slowly but surely the scaffolding's coming down on this side of the river. And as you can see, one thing missing on this Easter Sunday is the Quayside market. And obviously due to the winds last night, the decision was taken to cancel the market this Easter Sunday, even though it is usually on an Easter Sunday. And you can see how busy the Quayside is today. Plenty of people milling around. Ahead you can see obviously the Millennium Bridge. We'll just pan round. So you've got the glass house on the gates of Riverside there. Come round, get a good look at the Tyne Bridge, so you can get an idea how far the restoration is. And obviously further up, got the Swin Bridge, High Level Bridge, and the one right in the background, the Metro Bridge. So we'll just take a little walk along the Quayside, and I'll finish the video off beside the Guildhall. We've just had a nice easy stroll down through the city for this Easter Sunday, just having a look how busy it's been around the city. To be honest, it's busier than I thought in parts, especially down the Quayside. I think a lot of people was expecting the market to be on, but unfortunately it was cancelled last night, as I said earlier. So we've come out where the Guildhall is. It's quite warm. Sun in the sunshine. So that's where I'll wrap this video up. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And if you've not already done so, please consider subscribing to 55 Degrees North and hit that bell notification for at least more videos. A massive thank you for watching. Happy Easter to everybody, and I'll see you next time right here on 55 Degrees North.